Hey everybody, welcome to this demo of Primalogik. Today I'll be giving you a basic overview of our performance management system from the perspective of an administrator. This is the tool's login page. You can access it directly from our website. To log in, enter your email address and password, or use one of our single sign-on options. The page everyone lands on when they first log into the system is the main dashboard. It provides a quick overview of the different modules and ongoing activities of your account. On the left side is the main menu. From here you can access the different modules of Primalogik. You also have access to the account settings, where you can manage users, teams, questionnaires, and rating scales. For more advanced settings or to update your subscription, you can simply click on Manage Account. At the very top, you can set your own company logo. It will appear on every page throughout the system and will also be included in any emails that go out. From the top menu bar, you can also access your account profile, find help resources for Primalogik, and view recent announcements. Here, you have a welcome message that displays to all users. The content can be customized and updated at any time by an administrator. Then you have My Evaluations. This is where each person can pull up the results of their own reviews. This is the Pending Tasks view. If you've been invited to do something, you'll receive an automatic email from the system. It will also be added to your task list, which can be accessed from here, or from the left side menu. Something that won't show to regular users is the Activity Overview. It provides a few statistics to give admins more insights into ongoing surveys. You can view the number of surveys launched throughout the entire organization and the completion rate. You can also see how many people submitted responses in the past 3 weeks. Primalogik sends automatic reminders 7 days before a survey deadline, and again 2 days before the deadline. These are only sent to people with outstanding tasks. Users who have already completed all their reviews will not receive those reminders. In any case, if you want to send additional reminders, you can always press this Manual button. Another panel that is available to everyone is My Goals. Here, users get a quick overview of their own personal goals. They'll be able to see which goals have been updated recently, which ones have an upcoming deadline, and which ones are overdue. The two last panels shown are the Journal Notes and Instant Feedback. Depending on what your role is in the organization, you may see one or both. Journal Notes are something only available for managers to keep private notes on their subordinates. It's a place where they can document important events, good or bad, to help them remember key information before submitting their reviews. The Instant Feedback module has a similar purpose. This one's available to everyone in the company. It gives users a place to share quick, constructive feedback with each other at any moment. People can decide to make their feedback public or only visible to certain individuals. So that's the dashboard page. As mentioned, its purpose is to give everyone a quick snapshot when they first log in, before diving into any particular task. From here, I'm going to show you the two main elements that most people are looking for, which are the appraisals and the 360 feedback surveys. Appraisals are those one-to-one employee-manager types of reviews. They could be formal reviews or lightweight check-ins. That's all decided by you. You can set up your own questionnaires over here. There are no limits or restrictions on how many you can make. For the purpose of this video, we won't go into details on how to create questionnaires. Instead, we'll focus on showing you how to launch an appraisal, complete a questionnaire, and view the results. Okay, this is the appraisals page. Only managers and administrators have access to it. This is where you can see and launch reviews for each employee. As an administrator, you can launch a review on anybody in the system. Managers, however, can only launch reviews on their own subordinates. With Primalogik, there are 2 ways to launch an appraisal. You can do it for one person at a time, or for multiple people at once, using the batch operations feature. Today I'll show you how to launch the appraisal on one person. Here we'll launch an appraisal on Carly by clicking on the Launch button next to her name. This will open a new window where you'll need to select a few options. As you can see, the system already knows that her manager is Greg. The next thing to add is a self-review deadline for Carly. By default, the system is going to give the manager 2 weeks after that to complete their portion of the review, but you can change this to any date that you want. Next, we'll choose the relevant questionnaire, and then press Launch. The system will automatically notify Carly by email, letting her know that she needs to complete her self-review. When she finishes, her manager Greg will then be notified so he can complete his part as well. Okay, so now I'll give you a little preview of what it looks like to fill out a review from the manager's standpoint. I have a task on Frank here to complete his employee review. Since I already started this task, it's been saved in draft mode. I'll simply click on Respond to continue filling out this review. The first thing you'll see is Frank's employee information. Scrolling down, you'll see the different questions included in this review. This can be a mix of rating questions, multiple choice, and open-ended questions. What you see here are my own rating scale answers. As a manager, you'll also be able to see your employees' responses when filling out the review. For example, we can see here that Frank has given himself a 5 on this first question, 6 and 6, etc. The same goes for open-ended questions. Here you can see my own response and Frank's self-evaluation response down below. Another type of question available in Primalogik is goals evaluation. When added, the system will automatically pull Frank's goals directly onto the form, so you can actually rate them. And then, as we get down to it, last thing I want to show you is that you can pull all the journal notes and instant feedback when completing an appraisal. As Frank's manager, I can go through my notes to remember any important events that happened in the last few months. This will give me a more complete picture of Frank's performance and help me give him a fairer evaluation overall. Now, just so you know, the system auto-saves for you every 60 seconds, so if you lose power or you get pulled away from your desk, you won't lose much information. Okay, so when you're finally done, all you have to do is go down here and press Submit. The system will make this into a ready-to-print report. You can also share it with the employees through the system and manage your signatures as well if that's part of your workflow. Now that we covered the basics on appraisals, I'll give you an overview of 360s. 360 feedback surveys are also really simple. There's just a little bit of nuance to it because there's multiple people involved and usually some element of anonymity. Similar to an appraisal, you can use the batch operations feature if you want to launch 360s for multiple people at once. You can also launch it for one person at a time. Today, we'll launch a 360 survey on Catherine. First, we press the Launch button next to her name. We're going to choose a deadline. For 360s, this deadline applies to everyone. So Catherine, her manager, and anyone else responding will need to submit their feedback before then. Next, we'll choose the questionnaire that everyone will answer about Catherine and set the level of anonymity. By default, if no option is chosen, the survey will be completely anonymous, which means no one can identify respondents. In most cases, people usually choose the option that allows HR to identify respondents. You can also decide to let managers and reviewees identify respondents. Next, you'll be adding survey participants. There are different ways to do that. You can search by name to add specific people. You can use the Quick Add to select the reviewee, her manager, peers, and direct reports. You can also search by team to access the org chart and select complete teams or specific individuals. You can further use the advanced option to allow the reviewee to suggest participants. When using this option, you'll need to decide until when the reviewee can suggest participants and if someone needs to approve or deny the suggestions made. When you're done, press Save. You can then choose if you want to send email notifications to participants right away. Now, if some of these participants will be invited to other 360 surveys, we recommend you select Not this time. Once you're done setting up all your 360s, you'll be able to send a single email to each participant, which will then notify them of all the surveys they've been invited to. Okay, so let's take a look at the final results. I'll show you Andrea's report here. You can see all the employees' information at the top. In this case, we're not allowing the reviewee to identify respondents, so Andrea just gets to see this information: how many people are invited, how many people responded, etc. After that, we've got the summary of the report. There were a lot of rating questions in here, so we see the average score per section of the report, as well as the total overall. You can also click here to see the distribution of scores. With 360s, you can view the score breakdown for each rating question and the total average. This will allow you to get a more complete picture and quickly identify what we call blind spots. For example, in this first question, we see that Andrea gave herself a perfect 6. However, everyone else has given her a much lower score. It's definitely a skill she needs to work on that she's not aware of. For multiple choice questions, you can choose to display the results using a bar graph, pie chart, or table. For open-ended responses, there's some nuance to this. Employees can see most of this information. They'll see their self-response. They might see the manager's response if you want them to. And other responses will be anonymized and randomized. So, as an administrator, you can edit the open-ended responses if needed, whether you want to correct a grammatical error or simply edit a comment because it was obvious who wrote it. The employee and the manager won't know anything's been changed. So that's the basic form of the report. At the top, there's also a benchmarking tool called Comparison Mode. This allows you to see how Andrea compares with the group average. It can help you quickly identify her strengths and weaknesses, which will help you create a better development plan. Once you've reviewed the whole document, you can share it with the employee. You can press the Share button, switch it from Not Shared to Shared, and press Save. An email will automatically be sent to Andrea to let her know that the report is now available for her to see. So this covers a basic 360 survey process. There are other options, like signatures, that can be added, but this gives you a quick overview of how the module works. Now, the other thing I want to cover is goals. I'll show you my own goals page. This is where I can add a goal, update its progress, etc. If you're a manager in the tool, you also have an option to select this button, Go to Team Overview. From there, you can see the goals of everyone in your team and what they've been working on. You can view the last thing they had recently updated. You can also switch over to see anything with an upcoming deadline or anything overdue. This is a good way for managers to make sure everyone is completing their tasks on time. Well, there you have it. This completes our basic overview of this system. Keep in mind that Primalogik is highly customizable to meet your specific needs. There are other features available as well that were not shown in today's demo, including engagement surveys, signatures, and reports, just to name a few. To see all that Primalogik can offer, sign up for a 30-day free trial. Remember to use the various help articles and videos available. If you have any questions, you can chat with us online or send us an email.